I was really looking forward to the Vijay starrer Beast as I've slowly and steadily understood and have appreciated what Vijay brings to the forefront as a star and an actor to any film. While I am critical of his last venture Master and how the storyline got bogged down due to his star presence, it still accounted for enjoyable moments that were contributed by his undeniable charm and style. Nelson's two films, Coco and Doctor, for me were extremely unique and interesting films representative of the creator's eccentric humor and style that is slowly but surely amassed a fan base in the Tamil film industry. With Beast in the collaboration with a big star like Vijay, I wished Nelson would have held on to his distinct style while not getting overwhelmed with a star like Vijay and what the same canvas demands. That's also living in ignorance, as such a perfect world cannot exist. Beast focuses on Veera Raghavan, played by Vijay, who is a capable raw agent that resigns from the force because he feels wronged by the organization during a mission. When fate had it that he visits the East Coast Mall with a new security company that he has joined, he notices suspicious activity taking place in the facility, only to slowly realize that the establishment has been hijacked by terrorists, demanding the release of a dreaded terrorist. How Veera Raghavan takes matters into his own hands to ensure the safety of the hostages and eliminating the threat posed by the terrorists forms the basic premise of Beast. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the film so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch it in theaters or not. The good. Action set pieces. The introduction set piece of this film made me so hopeful because it seemed like the perfect synergy between a creator like Nelson and a star like Vijay. Nelson, with his introduction scene, aims to showcase to the audience what a capable soldier Veera Raghavan is. This set piece made me so happy as it presented when a star like Vijay surrenders to the stylized and unique treatment of Nelson. The first frame of Vijay is not a slow motion shot with a blaring background score, but just a character smiling as he connects with a chirpy and happy child. The set piece boasts of long running shots with minimal cuts, and through many of the complex choreography actually showcases Vijay performing the stunts rather than clearly being a jarring body double. Other than the introduction action set piece, many of the sequences are catered more to Vijay's star image rather than the attention to detail being put on how to make the choreography more slick and engaging. Whether it be a hallway sequence where two shields come in and out, or a dark tunnel alley in which Vijay stands with a sword ready to kill everyone in his way. These moments shine more because of Vijay rather than the choreography, but I guess this is partly also what we signed up for. Thalapathy Vijay and what he represents. The marriage of Nelson and Vijay and for it to emulate collaborations like Manadu and Doctor is sadly not the case with Beast. The film comes across as more of a fan service by Nelson to Vijay than making his storyline and writing paramount. The criticism of the same is something that I will shed light on later, but what is undeniable is the presence that Vijay commands in front of camera. The most joyful moment from the film has to be seeing Vijay shake a leg in Arabic Kuthu. Not at all a dance anthem like Bati Coming, but having its own charm, heightened by the light footwork and ease with which Vijay executes the dance routine. He has a charm and wit that makes the otherwise lackluster script also mildly enjoyable. His sequence with Yogi Babu accounting for the only funny moment for me when Yogi Babu says, "I don't do die, sir," and his altercation with the antagonist account for why fans will love this film. But you have to be very forgiving to think that this film is enjoyable or impressive, as it gets bogged down by so many elements that it needs to be criticized rather than protected under the guise of a star that has a loyal fan base. Let's call a spade a spade. The underwhelming aspects. Sun Pictures' strategy and visual treatment. I have to first of all say that Sun Pictures and their recent movies have this distinct visual treatment to the film that don't make it come across as a slick product but more of an extension of its TV serials. It's highly brightened with saturated colors that actually takes away from what Nelson's previous films looked like. Vijay is not really keen on interviews and hasn't given one since the last 10 years, but usually the man does an appearance in the audio launch of his movie and it creates this much needed buzz around the film. I still remember Vijay dancing to Vati Coming and the sheer hysteria that it caused at the event. This strategy taken by Sun Pictures to make Nelson do an interview with Vijay as a part of promotion, only releasing ticket bookings in parts of the country 1 or 2 days in advance, makes me think that the company itself did not have faith in the product, and hence it wasn't even marketed enough to the best of its ability, especially what a film starring Vijay demands. Bad writing. The movie really suffers from poor writing, as quite contrary to Nelson's previous two films where you are thoroughly engaged or entertained as characters interact with one another. In this film, the dialogues just seem to describe the events taking place and are not as nearly funny as his previous movies. Both Yogi Babu and Redden Kingsley are terribly wasted in this film. So well utilized in Doctor, both the actors just play spectators that come in and out after every 30 minutes or so in this movie. They have the most bottom of the barrel jokes and don't really generate the hooting and cheering that would otherwise be accompanied by such hilarious actors. A character that plays an obsessive fiancé eventually gets on your nerves. He is loud, obnoxious, and not funny in any way. His obsession with Pooja Hegde's character just comes across as cringeworthy. Other than the old security guard Munnuswamy, no one really generates the laughter that one would expect in a Nelson movie. The worst of the lot definitely has to be the Home Minister in charge that deals with the case from the control room. He constantly talks about his stomach churning and his blood pressure rising, and neither of it generates hatred or laughs from the audience. Just pure irritation from his shrill and squeaky dialogue delivery. The attempt to make Vijay come across as a man who connects with the wailing of children and what basically motivates him to take the reins of the mission also gets lost along the way, making this film not even have an emotional quotient that the audience can empathize with. Wasted characters and illogical set pieces. Pooja Hegde, as I predicted from the trailer of the film, plays nothing but a romantic interest in this movie. She barely has anything to do other than being ogled at by Vijay's psychiatrist, being reprimanded for showing her curves by Vijay, and dance on Arabic kuthu. The romance is so half-baked that eventually she turns into that insecure girlfriend while there is a terrorist attack happening, and it just generates the "are you serious" reaction from you. Shine Tom Chacko is entirely wasted in this film and has so many Hindi dialogues, making me think that why didn't they just cast a Hindi actor for the same? Everyone had so many expectations from the antagonist, but trust me, it is one of the most lackluster portrayals, something that doesn't even slightly intimidate you as an audience. There are many moments that can make it into the Matlab Kuch Bhi episode from Beast, but the interval block and the sequence in which Vijay dons roller skates definitely has to take the cake for the same. This hands down has to be the weakest Nelson film from his filmography. There is no doubt about it one bit. Completely losing out on his distinct style in order to praise, worship and cater to a star like Vijay. In the pursuit of trying to channelize his comedy, action and Vijay star worship, Nelson creates a mess of a concoction that just gets exhausting eventually. Fans would like you to believe otherwise, but there's no denying the fact that Beast is a letdown in so many fronts. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below of what you thought about the movie. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.